Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I'm gonna give you an update on my latest, my Amazon selling adventures. So as many of you who have watched me for any length of time know, I've always been 100% reseller on eBay, predominantly books. That's probably 99% of what I do, even though, hey, if you see cool, you gotta buy cool. But it's, books are my thing. That's what I do mostly. And it's always been eBay. But in the last 2 weeks, I finally got off the dime. I said I wanted to try it for different reasons, and got approved for my Amazon account. So an update, see, that was on the May 4th or 5th when I got kind of approved. So this is 2002. It's a couple of weeks later, 2 weeks later, 10 days later. It's like May 14th or 15th. So anyway, an update. It's been an interesting week. As I got my second shipment ready. So, hey, before I jump in with the quick update, thank you for the views. Thank you for the channel support. As always, hit the like, subscribe, all that stuff that helps the channel out, and just thanks for that support. And we'll just keep doing it and see what happens. So, with that, let's jump in. So, all right. So it took me about a week. It's just kind of like figuring out the new Amazon interface, for me, an old dog eBay seller, and I have to say it's a little overwhelming. There's so much stuff on the Amazon, screens for, everything, right? But I was getting my second shipment ready, had books picked out, had them cleaned, and I'm like, I'm getting ready to scan them, and it goes, you can't add anymore. And it said my credit card was no longer valid due to inactivity. I'm like, what do you mean? I just did something like last week. So I had to go in and reauthorize my credit card. So then it was going to let me scan them, and I started doing that. But then it said, I got them all scanned in, and then the Amazon's ecosystem says, no, you can't send these because your account hasn't been verified. And then I get to looking, and my first shipment, I'd shipped on May 5th. It was a week later, it had been received, but then I noticed actually that the night before I had gotten an email that said all my stuff was stranded. I'm like, what does this mean? And so I get to digging around. I did their help, the Amazon Seller Central help. I put in a message, and it comes up. And I have to say, it worked fabulously. I don't know if there was a human or if it's some AI on the back end, but they answered my question, and for some reason, it said I had to verify my identity again. Your license, and your, tax information, and, I'd already done that. I uploaded all that. They sent me a card. I validated my account. So I was like, what is going on here? So they said, hey, we're reviewing it. Can take up to, 7 to 14 days. So I just replied back to that, and I said, hey, I think I've done this once before. If you can expedite this, I have books that are out there. And the next morning it was approved again, and everything's back on. So that was kind of the roller coaster, the down cycle. So I got my second shipment ready, sent it in, and no issues. It goes to Memphis for me here in North Alabama, and so far it's all going to Memphis. It's only my second shipment. But then last night, I noticed one of my stocks, I actually got my first sale, which is, it says that it's a reserve sale, but it says sold, and I'll pop up what it shows. It was a $17 book. It was on a book, it was about vintage hairstyles. And actually, in hindsight, I also pop up, I think I may have really underpriced this thing, right? Because I sold it for like $16, I'm right at $17, and that was with Fulfilled by Amazon, and the other Fulfilled by Amazons are like $40. And I don't know if they weren't there when I did this, but what's funny is that the book I think is not even like anywhere yet. I think I guess it's already active. I don't quite understand the mechanics of the system yet, but it's showing that I've got it sold, and I sent it in. I got stranded, got cut off, got cut back on. In the span of 10 days, all that happened, and somebody's bought the first book. And I have to say, the one thing that is appealing to this is that it says sold. Now, of course, I haven't been paid yet, and as far as I know, it's somewhere, in the ether in Memphis, but that I don't have to box it up and ship it, right? And that's really why I wanted to try the Fulfilled by Amazon, was to see how that worked for me. But you know, the pricing stuff there's some nuance and some stuff there I'm still figuring out. And so maybe I sold that one. That's actually what that book sells for on eBay too. So I think I probably should have gotten a little more for it for the FBA, but you know, lesson learned. It's part of the process, and hey, to get a few quick sales and start to maybe get some feedback and all that. It's you know, it like anything, like even selling on eBay, it is a process, right? So if you're a new seller, doesn't matter the platform. You know, what I'm experiencing here on Amazon, I know if you're getting into this and you're thinking, man, there's just so much stuff to know. Don't worry about it. Just jump in. It'll all work out. You can't wait till you know it all. You just gotta, or you'll never get started. Just get started. Like me, there'll be some mistakes. There'll be some ups and downs, but you know, it'll all work out. So don't be overwhelmed. If you're somebody trying to think about doing this as a side gig or to augment your income, don't be overwhelmed by it. It can be overwhelming, and I see that in this whole Amazon infrastructure. But there's a lot of resources. You know, the channels we've talked about. You know, watch stuff I put out there for Amazon. Mike, the used book guy. I've got the links there down on my page. There's a lot of free resources in the community that'll help you. So just don't worry about it. But hey, excited! Got my first sale. I guess whenever I get paid, it'll be real, right? Paid and not returned or something like that. So I still don't, like I said, I don't know where it's at. Somewhere in the Amazon ether around Memphis, I guess it'll all work out. And I guess that's kind of some of the magic of doing the Fulfilled by Amazon. You send them in and you have inventory, and then a check shows up at some point, 2 weeks later or something. So, but that's it. It's going good. I got my second box in. I sent it in this last week. I've got a third box about ready to go. So, you know, I'll have probably about 80, 90 books, you know, my Amazon inventory, hopefully in about a week. And, you know, it is a dichotomy for me to figure out, hey, when I'm looking, I'm not a big scanner like every book, but how to mesh the Amazon, you know, things that sell well on Amazon that are books that would not be good for eBay versus what's good for Amazon. That's something that I'm figuring out. And, you know, or you get one, you think, okay, this one could go either place. Which one will get me the best price, or which one makes sense? So that's part of the, you know, it's part of the fun of trying to figure out these multiple sales channels. So anyway, see cool, buy cool, and keep on doing it. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.